Oh, you're on your phone?
Good.
Oh, I didn't know. Come on, let's go. Upstairs. Put this in. Let's go. Come on.
Hello, everybody. Sorry about that.
My bad.
I was having some technical difficulties, i.e. I was putting in the wrong password. So when you put the right password in, that significantly helps. So, how is everybody? It's so good to see your faces. I feel like I haven't. I mean, I know I Zoomed with Brister before I went to Disney with my family, but I feel like I haven't really had like an actual power hour in a while, which I haven't. So I'm excited to be hopping on with you guys tonight. So please, as you're getting on, a couple things I'm going to have you do. Number one, as always, please go post in your team group, go post on your Facebook page, go post in your team chats, wherever it is, and tell everybody right now that you're power houring. Take a screenshot. For the love of all that is good, make sure that I don't look like a total loser when you take a screenshot and post that all over Facebook. I promise to do the same for you. But go remind everybody that you're power houring really quickly. I have some notes, so I'm going to go while you guys do that and grab my notebook so that I know, Jonathan, friends in low places this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to grab my notebook. You guys do that really fast for me, please. Hello, hello, everybody that's just hopping on with us. I see somebody has a raised hand. Does somebody have a question? I don't know where it went. I don't know where that went. Okay, right now we are just posting reminders to all of our team and friends that we are on Power Hour. So that's what I want you guys to do first. And then I hope you guys don't mind. I do have some assignments for you. Hopefully we'll get to them. But I do have a little bit of training for you guys tonight. And I want to start with that because I feel like it doesn't get talked about a lot. And I feel like a lot of people are missing out on some opportunities that could be really making a difference for their teams. I feel like so sad because I have 50 people on here and I only see like 2 faces. Everybody else just has their their picture up. Oh, there's Saritha. I just had to slide over. Everybody else just has their picture. I can't see your pretty faces tonight. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about contests, how to make it. There's somebody. Hi, Alyssa. I'm starting to see faces pop on. Yay. I want to talk to you guys about running contests. I want to talk to you guys about how to make just the people in your organization feel really appreciated. And I'm going to share with you guys some tips that I like to do as well as some things that I want to do better on. So I want to talk to you guys just about in general rewarding your team, your customers. If you don't have anybody on your team yet, then some of this stuff can be applied to your customers as well. So I hope it's okay with you guys that I'm going to take a few minutes and just kind of cover some of that stuff and go over that first. So while I'm starting to talk, what I want you guys to do is to drop in the comment section something that you did in this last week that you're proud of. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's you hit your 10,000 steps. I don't care if it's that this is your first Power Hour with us and you're excited to be here. I don't care if it's that you reached out to somebody and you're proud because that person was on your chicken list and you are scared and you're excited, I want you guys to brag on yourself for just 1 second and name something that you've done this week that made you proud. Maybe your biggest commission check, maybe you've been more consistent with follow-up. I don't care what it is. I don't want to tell you what to be proud of, but I want you to drop that in the comments while I'm talking. So I want to talk to you guys about making people feel special, making lasting relationships, and creating a culture when if everything were to ever fall apart, you've created such strong bonds with people that they love you and they're not going to leave you, okay? So number 1 is running contests. So just in general, this is talking about how to reward people better, how to create a more solid bond with them. And number 1 is to do contests. And when I say contests, a lot of the times people do contests in a way that's geared only towards a certain set of people. And that's fine if you only want to achieve a certain set of things. So if you only want like top recruiters in your business, that sounds all fine and dandy, but quite frankly, not everybody's going to be a top recruiter. So when you run a contest, I would love to see you run it in such a way that doesn't single anybody out, where everybody has the opportunity to win. And so my suggestion for you on running contests is going to be to run a contest that's centered around the behavior that you want to see continue. Okay? So let me repeat that. Center contests around the behaviors that you want to see continue. Okay? So for example, I don't care not one lick about the 10K pledge. I'm sorry. I said it. It's just the truth. I don't care about that, okay? I chase babies around all day long. I get my 10,000 steps, okay? However, there are people in this company and there are people on this team that they live and breathe for the 10K pledge, and that is okay. I'm cool with that. I think that's wonderful. I'm here for one reason. They're here for one reason. It doesn't have to be the same reason. So if I'm somebody that loves the 10K pledge and I want my customers and I want my associates to go out and do their 10,000 steps or just move a little bit more, I would center a contest around the 10K pledge. And maybe I would center it around, take a selfie of you out walking or a video of you out walking, or grab some friends and do a video together, whatever it may be. Do a contest around that thing. If it's follow-up, do a contest that's centered around follow-up. There's so many different things you can do with this, guys. But that would be what I would suggest. Do it on the activities that you want to see happen more often, okay? So that's number 1. That's how my number 1, how to reward your team. Number 2 is to start bragging on them. So I have you guys right now putting in the comment section things that you want to brag on yourself about. But one of the most powerful things that you can do is give them legitimacy. It doesn't matter what the thing is that they did. If it's an accomplishment for them, it's a big deal for them. So to start bragging on them. So if you're doing team calls, now let me back it up a second. Being able to brag on somebody means that you have to actually have relationships and conversations with these people. So it all starts there. Let me just say that. But getting to know them a little bit so that you can brag on them gives them legitimacy and confidence and makes them feel really, really, really special. And that's powerful. So some of the things, for example, that people are talking about here is I got my trip to St. Louis 100% booked and ready to go. I'm proud that I've been staying consistent, stepped out of my comfort zone, and sold 2 control kits today, been consistent with my business, hit my 10,000 steps, all of that stuff. So here's my suggestion to you guys. If you have a team chat with your people, then I would suggest picking a time frame, whether it be once a day, once a week, twice a week. Go in there, find out what your people are excited about. Find out what they are proud of themselves for, because that's going to load you up with everything you need. So if you do a team call later that week, or your leader is doing a team call later that week, you can be like, hey, listen, I'm going to shout out Alyssa for XYZ thing, or I'm going to shout out Luana because she told me today that she's really proud of this, or whatever it may be. And it makes them feel really special. Even just saying their name in front of a group of people makes their heart jump, and they go, how cool is that? Okay. So that's my number 2. Brag on people, and that's how I would suggest you guys to get that information, to brag on them. However that may happen. Okay, so number 2, brag. Okay, number 3 is feed your people. Like, I mean literally feed them. You know, I strongly suggest, if you have a local team, that you take the time to sit down and break bread with them. There's an event coming up. There's 10K pledges coming up. If you get the opportunity, sit down. Let them get to know you on a level outside of this. The people that know me outside of this probably would tell you I'm not nearly as serious or as scary as I sometimes may seem online. I love to dance. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. But I have sort of a work persona, and I have me. So let people get to know sides of you, and they'll start to better understand why you're this way here and this way here. That's so, so important. But also, outside of the literal sense of feed your people, I mean the figurative sense as well. Feed them with every piece of knowledge you have. The more that they can learn and grow, and the more that you guys can actually grow together, that's going to be a bonding experience for you guys. Growing as people and growing in your leadership and all of those things are going to make them feel closer and closer to you all the time. So I hope, is any of this stuff making sense? Can you guys like put in the comments if this is at all making sense or helpful or anything? Because my phone or my computer's like not charging and is about to die again, and it hates me every time I have to do a power hour. So I'm going to log in from my phone, and we'll try that route. Is this making sense? Absolutely helpful. Cool, cool, cool. Sorry, guys. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna keep going and hope that my whatchamacallit doesn't die. And in the meantime, get ready for my phone to log right back in. So number 4 then, and we kind of talked a little bit about this. Some of this stuff is going to kind of overlap and intertwine, but it's all important, is public gratitudes. And now this is something that I myself, all of these things I'm telling you guys, I'm preaching to myself just as much as I'm preaching to anybody else. There's certain things on here that I myself want to get better at, but public gratitudes is huge, okay? And there's so many reasons for this. Number 1, if this is somebody in particular who their husband, spouse, friends, family, etc., is really giving them a hard time, you need to publicly love and encourage on them so that those people see they're being successful. Because it's really, really hard for those people in their lives to keep hating on this if, number 1, it's making them money, and number 2, it's giving their loved one success and making that person happy. It's going to be much, much, much harder for whoever that is in their life to keep hating on this. Does that make sense? So those people need to see you loving on them, okay? Number 2, their team needs to see you loving on them, because then that, again, instills confidence and solidifies who they are in the company, and that the things that they're doing, it just brings so much more legitimacy, again, to that person, because their 4-star just told them what amazing job they were doing and how big of a rock star they are, and maybe I should listen to them more closely. All of this stuff is so important in so many different ways. Wishing them a happy birthday. I'm not saying that you have to like throw a party, but wish them a happy birthday. Make a big deal about the things that are going on in their lives, if possible, and take the time to taproot. Taprooting is just a fancy word for introducing yourself to your team. And it's something that I make a habit of doing every single week, or at least try to get to that point where if there's somebody in my organization that's really doing a great job, I want them to know that I care. And I really, truly care that they're doing a great job. So I have seen, I don't know if Rami is on here, but Rachel Wheeler is my level 1. She's been with me now. She just posted on, or in our 1-star chat the other day that she's been with me for 3 years as of this week. So I have literally seen her go from like a senior associate to a 3-star because she would taproot and get to know her people, and she found some major rock stars. So that's a whole nother training for a whole nother day, but that all comes from this public gratitude and public recognition, and letting people know how awesome they are. And like, I don't know who iPad is because it just says iPad, but it obviously has to come from a genuine place. But all of this is, intended to be genuine. I would never, ever want you guys to be disingenuine. So number 5 is reward them. So this is kind of like the contest thing. It all kind of goes back together, but I want to sort of dive more into that. Rewards don't have to be a monetary thing, and they don't have to be something that you're giving people. A reward can be something like words of affirmation. Like for me, I'm not somebody that necessarily needs public recognition. Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry. What's gonna happen? It says I'm muted. Can y'all hear me? Okay, awesome. It says my microphone is muted. So anyway, I knew that was gonna happen. Every single time I do a power hour on my computer, it dies, and it's literally plugged in. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with it. I sincerely apologize. We're going to keep moving forward. So rewarding people, that doesn't have to be a monetary thing. And the other thing I want to encourage you guys is do not reward at a level that you are not yet at. Don't promise people $500 if you can reward them $10. $10 is okay. People work much harder for the recognition than the thing. If your contest, the rewards end up being a $10 t-shirt, a $10 Subway gift card, the people are still going to work just as hard for that $10 thing, for the love and affirmations and the what comes with that, more than the thing. Does that make sense? So some people just want the recognition. Like I was saying, I'm not somebody that needs to be publicly recognized necessarily. But if somebody went out of their way to kind of pat me on the head and tell me that I was doing a good job and that they appreciated me, I would soar from that. And some people just need that in their life. No sound. Can y'all not hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm like, am I just talking to myself?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, then it's you. It's not me. So
some people really like leaderboards. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff that I do. And my team can tell you I got super behind. I'm so sorry, guys. Super behind on leaderboards while I was on vacation, and I just finished them all today. So I kind of like bombarded them with leaderboards today, but you know what? I got them all done. We didn't miss a day. We still got to celebrate it. So I apologize for getting behind, but something that I do every single day is a daily top 3. Now, this is all going to sort of depend on how big your organization is. But I strongly suggest if you want your organization to grow, then I feel like it's very, very important to start doing some sort of a leaderboard, some sort of, whether it be on a monthly level, maybe a weekly level, where it's larger time frame. Hang on, somebody's not muted. Let me fix this. Etc. Doing leaderboards is really, really, really important. So I don't know how to mute people on here. Okay, it says she's muted again. Sorry. So what I will do is I do every single day the daily top 3. Now that means the top 3 people in my organization who had the most sales, new sales that day. That can be trial packs, that can be associates or preferred customers, whatever it is, it's a new sale, the most new sales every single day. The other thing I do is my top 15 for the entire month. And I'm sure some of you guys, if you follow me at all on Facebook, have seen that. I recognize the top 15 people who have enrolled, the kind of like went above and beyond, like got those trial packs converted, all of those things. And all of those things that I do fall into that the category of like public recognition, rewarding. Again, maybe it's not I'm handing you a reward, a prize for this, but I'm rewarding you with words. And that can be very, very powerful as well. So let's see, I'm going to catch up on my notes, make sure I've gotten everything. Does anybody have any questions about anything I've said so far? I've just got a few more tips, and I promise I'll get to some assignments, but I just wanted to cover this with you guys. On the track of rewarding people, not only just like kind words of affirmation, but some people just want to be rewarded for showing up. That's it. They just want to, they're never going to be on the top 3 sales list. They're never going to be the top recruiter in the company, but they just want to know that we care, that they show up. And quite frankly, if you don't care that they show up, that's probably a major problem in your business, because even though they're not going to be the person making you the most money at the end of the day, they matter. Every single one of those people matter. And some of them just want to know that you've seen them on tonight's Power Hour. Just say, hey, I saw you on tonight's Power Hour. I'm really glad that you were there. And that can be very, very powerful. So anyway, on the topic of what type of activities you want to reward, you just have to sort of think about maybe what's missing in your business. I can't tell you what activities to reward people by doing these contests and by doing recognition, because everybody's at a different place in their business. And so every body is going to need different activities, but essentially those activities are going to get you the results, right? So it's your activities, your consistent activities every single day that get you the results that you want. No single person on here woke up one day and was a managing associate. No single person on here woke up one day and was a 4-star, 3-star, 5-star, 6-star, whatever it may be. It was their activities that got them there. So things like if you want to have a team of top sellers, reward that thing. If you want to have a team of people with the highest retention rate in the company, reward that thing. If you want a team that brings the most of their team members to like the summit that's coming up in August, reward that thing. So just think about, if you're looking for like what activities you think that you need help with in your business, think about what you want your team to be known for. What is missing in your team? What needs to improve? What needs to get better? If it is recruiting, then center it around recruiting. If it's retention, center it around retention. So just giving you a little bit of an idea on that. Now, the next couple of things are a little different than what we've been talking about, but this all has to do with loving your people, appreciating your people, and letting them know that. And the sixth thing that I want to share with you is to let your people work at their own schedule. So now let me explain that. I am not the person ever in a million years that's going to be at my highest productivity level at midnight. No. If I am up at midnight, I've had a few cocktails or one of my kids is sick, okay? Otherwise, I am sleeping by 9 p.m. usually, okay? So if somebody's schedule doesn't allow them to be somebody that stays up all night, or if they're somebody like me who, in order to function, needs sleep, yeah, that's the Jonathan Bristers of the world are up with the I don't know, the ghosts and the hoot owls and all the like creepy stuff that happens at night. So I'm not, okay? Not me. However, I do have pockets of time during the day that I am super productive because that's my highest productivity space. That's where I can be the most valuable. That's when my energy level is good, when I feel good, when I can talk to people in such a way that is productive, okay? So don't force something on them. If they're I don't know how to say this in such a way that it conveys what I'm trying to say. So I strongly encourage people not go days without working their business. You know, I think that your business should be worked every single day, but you have high productivity days and you have low productivity days, but there should never be any no productivity days. And so don't push on them when you think they should be working. Let them work when they need to be work and then reward them for that. Hey, I see you showing up every day at, you're doing great. You're really in the group helping out in the afternoons, whatever it may be. Reward them for that. And they're going to feel so much better about what they're bringing to the table. When people feel good about what they're bringing to the table, they're going to bring more to the table and then more to the table and more to the table. Okay. So if you're somebody that's like, you got to do this and do that. And you're not their boss. We have to get out of that frame of mind. We're not their boss. We're here to simply encourage. Everybody that's on your team is a voluntary sales force. They don't have to be here. They don't have to show up. They don't have to come do power hours with us. They don't have to go to the event. And if you want to be more effective in encouraging that, then you have to meet them where they're at. I know we hear that a lot, but it applies to so many things. And some people are just more productive in certain spaces and times during the day. And if you want to increase that with them, then encourage them. So the last thing that I want to talk about, well, the second to last thing, the last thing is kind of a quick thing. But the last thing that I want to talk about is something, it's hard. This next one is going to be hard, guys. So again, I hope that we can just be candid and have this conversation with each other. Because some of you are not going to do it. I'm going to say it and you're going to tune me out and you're not going to listen to anything else I have to say. I already know it. It takes a really high emotional intelligence and a high level of maturity and professionalism in order to achieve the ability to do this. But I promise you, it's important. Okay. So the next thing is to encourage feedback from your people. Okay. I'm going to say it one more time. Encourage feedback from your people. Now, that's hard. Okay. When people come to you, whether it be a constructive thing or a non-constructive thing, criticism is hard to take. But I'm here to tell you guys something very, very, very important. Okay. And if you don't hear anything else that I say about this particular step 7 here, hear this. Leading people by fear is not an effective way to lead people. It's the most ineffective way to lead people that I can possibly think of. If your people fear you, then you are doing something wrong. Anybody that lives in fear is not able to flourish. They're not happy. They're not able to spread their wings and fly. They're never, ever, ever going to grow to the potential that they have because they're scared to do so. So if you're making your people feel afraid of you, there's a leader in your upline that's making you feel afraid of you, then you need to cut that shit off. Excuse my language, but it's got to stop, because it's not a place where people can grow. People don't grow in fear. So leading by fear is not going to be effective. Okay. Allow them to feel like they can come to you. Allow them to feel, and again, guys, I'm preaching to myself as much as I am anybody else. I truly, truly hope that my team knows that they can come to me, because I want to hear from them. If there's something that they have, there's an idea that is a better way of doing things or a new idea, I want to hear it. Because, like, listen, I'm always thinking and trying and volunteering and doing new things, but I don't have all the ideas. Okay. I'm not the only one that's allowed to have ideas. I want to know what their ideas are. Okay. Because they excuse me, are just as important as I am. I am one piece of the puzzle. They're the rest of the puzzle. So they are just as important as I am. And so just keep in mind that leading by fear is never, ever going to be effective. And that's not going to allow people to know how much you love and care about them. That's not a way of rewarding them, etc. So again, I know that's really hard, and most people are going to not understand the importance of that. But I hope that, anyway, I hope that you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here. So the last thing I want to talk about for how to reward your people, and I know it's going to sound weird in saying that this is a way to reward them, but first of all, it is. So just take my word for it. So the last thing I want to talk about is hosting events, okay? Hosting events is an incredible way to reward your people. Now, let me explain. Number one, your people need to see you. They need to see you. They need to see your personality. They need to have an actual conversation with you. They need to get in the room with you. I don't care if there's 5 people at the event. I don't care if there's 3 people at the event. They need to see you. They need to understand where you're coming from, who you are, all of those things. Additionally, what needs to happen in that room, whether it be 50 people or 5 people, is you get the opportunity to stand in front of whoever else may be in that room and say, look at Alicia. Look at how much she's accomplished. She went from being terrified. She told me when she first started that she was never in a million years going to sell, that she couldn't sell ice to an Eskimo, that I might as well just forget it. And now she's one of the biggest teams and one of the biggest leaders in my entire downline. And look at how far she's come. Look at her weight loss journey. Look at all these things. And you get the opportunity to edify that person. And people will grow where you put them. Okay. People will grow where they are placed, where they are watered, where they are fed, where they are kept, where there's sunlight, where they feel good. People will grow in that position, okay? So if people are going to grow where you put them, why not put them on a pedestal, okay? So let me leave you guys with that portion for this section of tonight's call is, if you're going to put them anywhere, put them on a pedestal, okay? So that's my last one. I'll quickly review what my steps were. Number 1 was run contests. Number 2 is brag on your people. Number 3 is feed them literally and figuratively. Number 4 is publicly recognize and be grateful for them. Number 5 is to reward them both monetarily and with words. Number 6 is to let them work on their schedule, on their time. Number 7 is to encourage feedback. And number 8 is to host events. Okay. So quickly, that's what I wanted to go over. I know it wasn't like super quick, but I just wanted to cover that tonight because I think that there's so much being left on the table by people who are missing some of these pieces. And again, some of this stuff does not require 4,000 people on your team like I have. You can do this with 5 people. You can do this with 3 people. You can do this with 2 people. Okay. Just start doing it. And the sooner, if this is something that is not natural to you, trust me, this is not something that's natural to me. This is something that I have to consciously every single day think and then do, because like I said, I'm not somebody that needs a lot of fluffing or a lot of public recognition or a lot of loving on. I'm self-motivated. I just kind of go do my thing, and then I go, oh, okay, well, that was cool. Like, thanks for loving on me. I feel good, and then I can like keep going. So I don't need a whole lot of that. So I consciously have to think, I need to tell so-and-so how proud of them I am, because even though I may think they know that how proud of them I am, or I've expressed that, they still need to hear it. Everybody still needs to hear it as often as possible. There's not a world in which you could possibly show somebody too much how much you appreciate them. So anyway, with that being said, let me get to assignments really fast. So to start with, leaving on that note, for that portion of the training, I want you guys to go pick 5 people, upline, downline, sideline, crossline, customer, I don't care who it is, and go tell them on their Facebook wall publicly how much you appreciate them right now. So 5 of those very quickly here.
Hey, Alli, can I just jump on real quick?
Absolutely.
I noticed that Tanya did that a lot today, so I just want to give Tanya a shout out. Before we even made this an assignment, I saw her posting how grateful she was for people. I don't think she's on the call right now, but I did notice that she was doing that today, and I'm sure other people have too, but I just wanted to take a minute and recognize her. I noticed several posts that she made today, so shout out to her.
Yeah, she's ahead of the game. Awesome. And this can be, just kidding, I love your leadership. What did you say before? Oh, you said I was terrifying. I hope not. Maybe sometimes in the morning. Yeah, some people, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a chance to like go back and like reread what was said. Sometimes people are just really shy and need a little affirmation. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, like imagine how cool it would be and how incredible it would feel if you had somebody who had all the potential to be just incredible and share their story and really change so many lives, and you like gave them the confidence to step on stage and tell that story. It's one of those things that like you don't think about until you have the opportunity to like watch somebody in your downline flourish like that. But yeah, just giving them a little bit of a push and a little bit of love could go a long way with some of those people that just need it. Shout out to me and my 500 posts today. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I had a lot of top 3s to catch up on, but we got through them. It's hard to see them not working like I do. Yeah, Miranda, I understand. That is something that I think we all deal with. It's really easy to like want to be like, if I have time to do this, why don't you have time to do this? Or why are you not working like so and so? Or however, that's not going to be the more effective way. The more effective way is going to be to appreciate them for what they bring to the table and spend more of your time on the ones that are bringing more to the table. And then hopefully all of that together is going to encourage those people to bring more to the table eventually. Hopefully. Not all will. So 5 gratitudes really quickly. Is your first technical assignment, I guess. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Oh, my 500,000. Oh, okay. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, that was kind of cool to do today. So thank you. I thought you meant like my 500 posts in our team group. you meant my $500,000 post. I got it. Thank you. Cool. That's fine, Rosemary. As you guys are getting done with that, please let me know so that I know like how much time you're needing for that stuff. I hate working on my phone or doing the power hours for my phone, because then I can't like see all of your pretty faces and it makes me really sad. And I just feel like I'm just talking to myself. Oh, thank you, Michelle. That's very sweet. That makes me happy. Aw, Paula. That's so sweet. I love it. I didn't mean you had to pick me, but I love it. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. I see some people getting done. One shout out to 5 people. Okay, I'm going to move on just because I took a whole lot of time to talk about that stuff and I want to get through some other things. So the next thing I want you guys to do after you finish your 5 gratitudes to 5 people is to go into your customer group and make a post of some sort. Like I've been doing every day a post about to post a selfie with your product. And then I just go through and I comment. I like love on all those people and tell them how awesome it is and how exciting I think it is that they have their products with them. So I'm going to go post that. You guys can post whatever you want, but go to your customer group and do one post in there. Or if you're an admin, you can schedule a post. So go do that now. Awesome, Paula. I'll take my selfie when I get off here because I'm now using my phone for power hour. My computer hates me. Okay. And when you're done making a post, it can be anything. It can be a recipe. It can be something motivational. It can be a who took both of their doses today. It can be testimony. Anything, whatever you want to post. When you're done, put done in the comments for me, please. Oh, thank you, Anitra. You guys are so sweet tonight. I love it. Done. Haley, you're so fast. She's like super, super duper speedy. I love it. I love getting messages from you guys. Just out of curiosity, while we're waiting on some of you to, what was the task? The first one was 5, go publicly say how grateful you are for somebody on 5 different people's wall. And the second one was to make a post in your customer group of some sort, a recipe or any of those things. Recipe, motivational, testimony, go post something in your customer group. While we're giving a second for people to find whatever they need to find, if this is your first power hour, can you put that in the comments for me? I want to know who all we have on here that has never done one of these before. Just out of curiosity, I love to know like how many people we have, and if you invited somebody, I want to know that. Oh, welcome, Cheryl. I thought you had done one before. Oh, cool. My second power hour. Awesome. I noticed that there was lots of new faces on here tonight, so I was just curious. I've been on a lot. Yes, Paula, you're always hearing me. Love it and appreciate it. Awesome, Erin. First power hour with you and 4th overall. Cool. I love that she said, like, who was that? Cassandra said first power hour with you, because when I started this, like I did them by myself that first week or so, and then very quickly we got all these other leaders involved, and I love it. I love that there's enough people helping now that this is somebody's first power hour with me now that we've been doing this almost 2 months. I love that, because then everybody gets to hear from so many other leaders and stuff. So love it. Aw, that's so sweet. First, Luana, you're doing great. Just follow along, listen along, do the assignments as we give them if you can. If you can't, then it's okay. Do them later. But that's really all it's about. Sometimes we'll do training like I did tonight. Sometimes it'll just be assignments. Sometimes it'll just be questions. Just depends. Sometimes it'll just be a bunch of nonsense. Just depends on what is going on that day. So, okay, moving on. I want you guys to go find. I was gonna do 10, but we're gonna do 5 just for the sheer sake of time, because I talked for so long. But go to your customer group and find 5 posts, specifically 5 posts of other customers or other associates sharing their personal results, and go love on them really quick. Go tell them how awesome they are, how incredible they look, how proud you are of them. Don't just say congrats and move on. Say, oh my goodness, you look so happy, you look so much younger, you look so beautiful. Like, really, really put a second of thought into these, because, you know, it could really make a difference for people. Sorry if I'm like blinking and like it looks like I'm rolling my eyes. I promise I'm not. My eyes are so dry. I got the dry eye, guys. Five comments on 5 posts for people in your customer group is what we're working on right now. Nobody posts their testimonies? Girl. So I'm trying to think of some of the things that we did back when we were trying to, because, you know, we had that problem. I think everybody had that problem. People are so like scared to share testimonies, you know, when people, they don't feel good or whatever. They don't want to take pictures of themselves and that sort of thing. And they don't want to, like, I guess, face how they actually look or looked. So I'm trying to think of some of the things that we did. I know one of the major things that we did was maybe like overly share our journeys. And I don't know that there really is any such thing as that. So I maybe didn't quite put that wrong, but I kind of got my group of core leaders together, and every so often, once a day, a couple times a week, I'd be like, go put your story in there, go put an update in there. And we just like constantly shared our stories, not other people's. Like, don't get me wrong, we did that too, but I feel like what made a major difference is that we were very candid and open about what we were going through with our journeys. And it didn't always have to be a photo. Sometimes it was just something like again, very candid. So I would put, for example, something like I was craving some stuff, found myself craving after dinner, and so instead of like going and grabbing a sweet, I pop an extra blue before bed, make myself a replace shake. It's a much healthier alternative to like a milkshake, and I'm feeling much better, something along those lines. Just like the whole journey, every step of it. And I feel like the more people got to know us, the more we posted, the more they got notifications of us posting, and it just sort of was like a natural takeoff to encouraging them to want to post. Now, if you're somebody that like maybe isn't needing to lose weight anymore, or isn't still currently on that journey, then I would grab my leaders that are and encourage. If you have to run contests with them to get them posting, then do that. I know that the one we were first trying to start building it up, it was in September, and I wanted them to post every single day for 30 days, at least once a day. And so when they got their post for that day, they went and commented on a post in our team group, and every single person that did that like got into a drawing to win something. So I rewarded the behavior that I wanted to see, like we talked about earlier. And so reward that behavior. Maybe start doing like I don't know, some sort of a slim down Saturday contest where for posting your results this week, you get put into this contest for a free t-shirt, free True Vision t-shirt, a free $10 gift card, or whatever it may be. We've done those types of things before too. My suggestion for you guys, if you do something like that, is that those posts are going to get lost in the group feed. So make sure you require a hashtag of some sort. Come up with your team name as a hashtag so that it can easily be found to run that sort of contest. But that's the way you can do it, is, posting your results gets you this. You just sometimes have to reward that behavior to get it going. Is there anything else anybody else does, or anybody have any advice on getting people to share their stories? Yeah, Karen said the same thing, so I totally agree with that. I got sidetracked on my 5. And I know that it may seem redundant, but I know for a fact that there were times when we were trying to build up our group that the same story got shared like 2 days in a row. But here's the thing is, I'm not friends with the people that you're friends with, and you're not friends with the people that I'm friends with. And so when they get that notification, they may be pulled back into the group for my post, but not your post, or your post, but not my post. And so they won't know that it was posted that many times unless they start scrolling. And then if they are scrolling, they're going to see how many candid and open, like, times we're sharing, and it's just going to encourage that. The other thing, I think it was Suzanne that asked about that. I have to go back to the chat. Yeah. The other thing that you can do is when you're having a conversation with somebody. So for example, today I have a girl that just started this week. I was talking to her about some things and I'm adjusting her dosage just a little bit, but she was like, you know, overall, I'm really happy. I'm down 3 pounds already. And so I literally was like, that's incredible. Like, good for you. And then I said, would you mind sharing what you just told me on your Facebook wall? And she was like, no, I don't mind at all. Like, because she's having success and she's feeling good. Now, had the conversation gone differently, then obviously people don't want to share that kind of thing. But she was excited because she was having success. So the other thing you could do with that is, would you mind if you're in particular wanting to like build up your customer group, when you're having those conversations with people and they tell you their success, then you could say, would you mind posting that in my customer group? I really want to encourage other people to share their journeys with this as well. And I think that that would help them. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Okay, so I'm getting people saying that they're done with commenting on some people's stuff. Awesome. Good, Suzanne. So the other thing that I want to talk about really quickly, and then this is the last thing, and this is kind of can be like a homework assignment, I guess, is I want to talk to you guys about pending posts and response times. So we talked a little bit about some of the things that you could be doing that could be not like causing you to, that are hindering your growth or causing you to not grow. But I'm here to tell you as well, one of the most important things is if you cannot figure out why things aren't going well for you, look at your response times. And not only look at your response times, but look at the manner in which you're responding to somebody. Are you responding in a way that's like quick, quipped, just straight to the point, or are you being real with people? Because people can sense that. If you're unsure of yourself, if you're in a bad mood, all of that stuff comes across in the amount of time it takes you to respond to people and in the way that you respond to them. It's very, 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 very important. And so I encourage you guys to all be very conscious of that. But if you are struggling with growth, look at the amount of time that it takes you to respond to people. I'm not saying you have to be on your phone every second of every day. I'm just saying to be quick and as respectful of other people's times and their excitement. Don't burn down their excitement by waiting 2 days to respond to them. If you're waiting more than 12 hours, and that's pushing it, to respond to people, and there's not a good reason for it, then that's probably why you're struggling with sales. I mean, I think that any other leader on this call would agree with me that 12 hours is a reasonable amount of time to get a response back to somebody, and in some cases more than reasonable. But I get people that aren't responding to people for 2 or 3 days, and then they don't understand what's going on. Well, by then they don't want to work with you. So I'm just saying, pending posts, response time. If you're an admin in your team group, I know we all work really, really, really hard, but try and get those pending posts out as quickly as possible. Nothing drives me crazier than there being 6,000 pending posts and nobody's helping with them. The sooner the better, because if you can get them while they're excited and when they're hot, then you're going to have a much higher success rate for converting those people over into sales. So the next thing I want you guys to take a look at as we hop off of here, if you're an admin in your team customer group, go in there right now before you go to bed, before you go get your shower, and help them clear out those pendings. If everybody works together, it goes much faster. It's much less stressful. There's not the same 5 people that are working on it every single day. My suggestion to you, if you're an admin in your team group and you work it like that, is to go in there at least once an hour, approve 1 to 2 posts, and then go do something else. Every single person has time to do that. It takes just a few minutes. So go in there, help clean those out for the night. And then the second thing I want you guys to do, because I did this the other night and I was shocked, is before you go to bed, just take a few minutes, scroll down through some of the posts we were just doing, and check the comments. So often people will be like, I've been trying to buy all day, but nobody wants to sell to me. And it's simply because their comment got missed. And now they've commented one time and they think that like they're being ignored or whatever. It's their reality. So scroll down through some of the posts, check the comment section, and make sure that everybody is being redirected back to the person that they belong to. And just be conscious of that, because I see it happening a lot where comments will get missed on posts, and it's not anybody's fault. It just happens. So helping each other to be conscious of that and really working together as a team on response times and all of that stuff. So that's sort of your homework for tonight. Help with pendings. Get that cleared out tonight so that you can start fresh in the morning. Prompt, give them your attention when they want it. Especially, I always tell my team, there's like literally, guys, money sitting on the table, because sometimes I pull up that pending post section and it's like, how do I order? Where do I get information? I'm looking for my associate. And it's like, guys, there's literally money sitting on the table here. Like, let's not leave money on the table. So, anyway, that's my spiel for tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys. I know that you guys have lives and families and kids, and I will never, ever take that for granted that you were here with me on a Wednesday night at 9:01, and you have been incredible. So does anybody have any questions before we go? Thank you, Michelle. No, thank you, guys. Any questions? Awesome. I'm not seeing anything coming through. How do I put my picture on here? Oh my goodness, Amanda, you are so cute. I'll show you whenever we get off of here. Cassandra says wait, so I'm waiting. I don't know which Cassandra I'm talking to. Am I talking to a Cassandra on Alicia's team? Who am I talking to? Okay. We've been really bad. I'm just going to be honest with you about getting recordings out. My goal for this week is to get the ones that we've not gotten pushed out. So I will work on that tomorrow, and hopefully we will get that done, and then I will send them to all the 5 stars. So regardless of whose team you're on, if within the next 24 to 48 hours, give me a little while to get it together, I will get all of those in a post with the dates and who the power hour was ran by, and I'll get them to the 5 stars, and then they can decide how they want to relay that information to you guys. So within the next couple of days, I'll get that out for you guys. Get confused on business cards. Oh man. Awesome. Thanks, Cassandra. Yeah, and Michelle, I'm assuming you're talking about Jonathan. I think he's doing a power hour. He left, but I think he's doing a power hour next Friday night. Yay. So we get Jonathan again. So we got that schedule done today, or maybe he's doing it Monday. I'm not sure. Anyway, don't take my word for it. We'll get that schedule out hopefully by the weekend. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Who's tomorrow? Good question. I got the dry eye. Hurts. Oh, it's Miss Stacy Barker. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah. Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Stacy will be doing power hours. So hopefully some of you guys can hop on. Make sure, guys, that if this helps you, if you like it at all, if you tolerate it somewhat, please invite your teams and cross lines, sidelines, downlines. The more the merrier. The more we can get on here, the better it is for this entire company as a whole. So we just want to help. So please allow us to do that by inviting more people. And I want new people all the time. So anyway, love you guys. That's all I have. Good night.